So, as we do, we begin by adopting a stable, comfortable, upright position, serviceable for meditation. So, we think about keeping our feet flat and our back straight, torso open, hands in the lap right over left with the palms upturned and the thumbs gently touching. Our eyes are gently closed or slightly open, making sure we let in enough light to remain alert. Try to maintain an awareness of not slouching, not leaning. We also let go of any unnecessary tension or rigidity in the body, relaxing into a stable, comfortable, upright position, allowing the body to fall into place. Begin to let go of attending to the environment, allowing sights and sounds to be as they are without investigation, constraining your awareness just to the body and mind. Begin to concentrate that awareness in the present by attending closely to the physical sensation of the air moving into and back out of the tip of the nostrils. Noticing quickly when anything other than that one physical sensation is arising in the mind, and without judgment or frustration, lifting your awareness up from those distractions and placing it gently but firmly again and again on the breath. And then generate a broad and altruistic motivation for your time, wanting to use this time to establish and deepen constructive, beneficial ways of thinking and acting, ways that allow oneself to remain connected to a sense of peace and ease, cultivating states of mind that naturally and spontaneously give rise to actions that are beneficial for others, and wanting to separate oneself from states of mind, ways of thinking and acting that agitate and disturb one's own mind. These states of mind often give rise to actions that cause harm to others. Wanting to engage in this process of genuine inner transformation to be of greater and greater benefit to sentient beings. And then, with that motivation, we will continue contemplating the 8 verses of thought transformation, beginning with verse 6. Even if someone I have benefited and in whom I have placed great hopes hurts me very badly, I will practice seeing that one as my sublime teacher. Even if someone I have benefited and in whom I have placed great hopes hurts me very badly, I will practice seeing that one as my sublime teacher. So, with this verse, we are working with our expectations. Often, when we feel that we ourselves have been of great benefit, and we expect to receive benefit in return, we feel particularly let down when we feel like we've invested time and energy and effort, resources to work for someone's benefit, and the response was perhaps even to harm us, as is mentioned here. So, this attitude, although common, is still an obstacle to ultimately developing unconditional love and compassion that embraces all beings without exception. So try, if you can, to think of a few examples, ones that won't agitate the mind too intensely, where we did feel let down by someone that we were close to. In thinking of these examples, try to analyze your response to being met with a response that wasn't what you had anticipated. You felt in this instance in particular, you ought to have received more kindness, try to recognize whether or not this expectation of being treated in a particular way impacted your love, your compassion, your care, your willingness to be of benefit when that expectation wasn't fully met. recognize that that insight is why that interaction is our teacher. That demonstration of our own inability to have love and compassion that has absolutely no limits, no conditions. That is the goal that we have set out willingly for ourselves. And now we have feedback about how far we have still to go. So try to develop even a sense of gratitude for having gone through those experiences, having deeper insight into one's own mind, understanding that without not actual feedback, we may think that we can handle situations that actually we've demonstrated that we can't. And all of that is giving us what we need to progress. And then we will move on and contemplate the next verse, verse 7, which reads, In short, I will offer directly and indirectly every benefit and happiness to all beings my mothers. I will practice in secret, taking upon myself all their harmful actions and sufferings. In short, I will offer directly and indirectly every benefit and happiness to all beings my mothers. I will practice in secret, taking upon myself all their harmful actions and sufferings. So, with this verse, we are given the technique of giving and taking, Tonglen. So, with this technique, we train the mind to turn toward the suffering of others and to be willing to provide every beneficial condition, temporary as well as ultimate causes, sources of perfect happiness, bliss, contentment. So we've done Tonglen from time to time. So imagine a group, two or three people in front, and imagine that they are experiencing some suffering, maybe something that you yourself have some experience with. And think just like me, and just like my loved ones, they too are subject to this kind of suffering. Imagine that that suffering is in the nature of the pollution surrounding them. And think when I experience, when my loved ones experience that kind of suffering, it's unbearable. The thought to be separated from it is all that arises in the mind. Try to develop strong, compassionate intention, wishing for them to be free of it. And then think that due to the force of that compassionate intention, that pollution is being drawn off. It's moving toward oneself. It's funneling faster and faster And it penetrates the body at the level of the heart and absorbs into a dark, small seed at the heart center. That small seed is becoming more and more dense, and then feel that due to the force of your compassion, that suffering has been completely removed and fully absorbed into that dark seed, which now implodes and is replaced by a larger orb of white light. And think, not only do you wish for these sentient beings to be free of suffering, you also wish them to be really, truly happy, having up to and including the bliss of liberation, enlightenment. So imagine rays of that light extending out, absorbing into those sentient beings, and carrying with it all temporary and ultimate sources and satisfaction, contentment, bliss, even giving one's own merits, one's own wealth, one's own possessions, whatever is needed. And then when you're ready, we'll come back together. And we'll dedicate. So recollect the altruistic motivation that you established. Think that by having engaged in these contemplations, you've actualized that positive motivation, just generated positive energy in the mind. I think that you freely offer the fruit of your practice for the benefit of all sentient beings without exception. Thinking may that positive energy serve as a cause and condition to eliminate war and conflict, poverty, famine, disease, disasters, all painful inner and outer conditions. May it fully ripen the minds of all sentient beings. May they quickly meet perfect teachers and arise in a state of full enlightenment. May I too achieve the state of enlightenment in order to work for the benefit of sentient beings perfectly. May any obstacles facing the Guru's long life be completely dispelled, and may I and all sentient beings in this moment come under the joyful care and guidance of enlightened beings. May we be guided and protected until we swiftly achieve that state of enlightenment. Thank you.